working on the way I'm going to build my 4-foot sculpture. Now, it obviously takes some time. I'm pretty sure that I can do it within like a week building the armature. I may need the whiteboard for this. Just like we were talking about the other day, I want to be as economical as possible while still using best practices to build out this thing. So there's a couple of things that I learned. Let's start with the PVC piping. So I have to imagine how I'm going to do this. So from the top down, let's just say this is the base, right? These are going to be the contact points. This is obviously the buttocks area of Ojiji San, and this is the feet. Simple as, right? From the front view, this is what we're talking about here. We're talking about, okay, so is the PVC piping going to go like this? Which is kind of a bit, you know what I'm saying? And then the legs are like this as well. And then going down again like this. Which is quite sturdy, like, you know what I'm saying? You got a trapezius. Or are they like this? You know what I mean? So without the triangle here. And it's just like one of these things. Obviously the body would be wider now, up top. And then the arms coming straight, and then the head looking like that. Do you know what I mean? Quite a regular way of building Ojiji San in my head, right? Which means, but this is the thing, right? With every line, let me just draw the lines. So every line connotes a new piece of pipe and also a joint. So if I'm gonna do, the head like this, boom, and then the body like this, boom, and then obviously filling in the body with, you know, whatever material, and then down to the bottom with an extra base like that, simple stuff, and then up, simple stuff, right down, boom, boom, simple stuff, and then obviously this is the base, because this is all about what does it mean to actually create Ojiji San with PVC piping. Now we can count 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, let's even say that this is even more like this, because that doesn't seem very sturdy to me. Okay, so 3, 4, and then, you know, that's a bend. This 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 a bend. What I'm saying is that there's multiple joints here, which means there's also multiple tension points, which means there's also multiple places where stress will be. Meaning that, like, I'm either gonna have to bend the material, use a heat gun, do something that kind of puts the process not in harm's way, but like it makes the process, I have to try a little bit. There's gonna be a little bit of trial and error in this. And, you know, with all of these places, because from the side view I could make the legs like this, right? So then there's 2 joints there, making it infinitely more stronger, spreading out the stress, putting the center line there rather than if it was here, I'm putting the center line there, which means that obviously it's still kind of strong because it's a triangle, but it's still weak because there's only 1 pivot point. But if there's 2 pivot points, meaning there's going to be a bend this way and this way and this way, which means that the joints are going to look like this. The PVC piping joints are going to look like this. Because I'm also thinking about the way that I'm going to cut them and then put them together. It's interesting because I may need multiple different techniques. So that means that I might need to let's use a different color. Because everything that I'm saying costs money. So like, what? Heat gun, screwdriver, a Dremel, right? Sander, jigsaw, hacksaw, screws, joints, piping, etc, etc. And this is just for the arm. This is just for the armature. This is just for the armature. And this isn't even to fill the armature in. So the amount of foil. So like the foil I'm going to need, the clay I'm going to need, right? I've been thinking about that. Like, how much clay will it take to do something like this? Because at the end of it, it's like, in order to make a cast correctly, right? For as simple as Ojiji San is, the model needs to be made correctly so the cast can be made correctly. With this armature, I need a way to take it apart, like so I can cut through, so that I can separate, let's say, the legs and the arms, so that when I'm doing the casting process and I'm doing the pouring process, do you know what I mean? So it's like, do I want to make this one into a bronze? The actual question is is this one the piece? I say, am I making this one to be made into a bronze? And can I not just make another one? Can I not just make another model that will be made later down the line with a bit more financial backing to be able to be made into a bronze? When I'm creating, I don't like to come from a place of lack, and it would put stress on the finances that I currently have right now to do it. But you know, all praise is due to Allah. I'll be able to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me tell you what I don't have currently. Sans a screwdriver. I have a screwdriver technically, not really though. I have none of this stuff, which means it's gonna cost me hundreds of pounds to make it. Okay.
Ojiji San.
Remember, rent is also always rent is always due.
I kind of flopped it. I feel like I flopped it because I don't want to bite off too much more than I could chew. Wait, come on, Ojiji San. Come on, Ojiji San. Come on.
Ojiji San.
With all of the work that I'm doing with the 4-foot sculpture of Ojiji San, I also want to start the net for the plushie. Not just because I'm kind of short of doing a 4-foot one, but also because I feel like I'm buying too much than what I can chew, and I would rather get in a little bit more mileage. I want to get in more mileage, but I want to get in more mileage into actually creating Ojiji San. With this particular model, what I've been doing is I've been learning new skills, and I've been really discovering what I can do and like gaining that level of confidence. The one thing is that I'm not trying to go overzealous. Now, I don't mind being confident and I don't mind being zealous, but I don't want to be overzealous and buy into whatever it is, creating the 4-foot sculpture that is prepared to be cast and not have the skills to execute it. Because regardless, it costs a lot of money, but what will be, I guess, not less effort but less money intensive would be making the plushie of Ojiji San, as well as like finalizing what this looks like. I'll be a little bit more invested in the finalization of this, making it look good, making everything viable for public consumption. Currently, this just looks like a model that I made. Like, it's cutesy, it's like, you know, unfinished, it's a work in progress, but let's make the work in progress like a finished product.
Ojiji San.
Giving me a secure environment, because if I go back here, you can see my screen. If I go back,
so all of this is built on the back of OpenAI. Outside of Claude and Gemini, of course. Like
all that kind of stuff. The last one we just generated today, 31st of July, is here.
Crazy.
And why did I have to do all this? Because these are the amounts of agents I built. Every time you build a new agent, you need to do an integration into OpenAI. So why do you need one? Authentication, authorization verifies legitimate user, prevents unauthorized usage of your OpenAI services, and it gives you access to AI models. Can you see this right here?
I'd love to see it.
We can add a game to it. We can. I'm going to close the session and start the new session. See, welcome to the Damilare AI system. And AI advanced artificial intelligence designed for conversation assistance with problem solving. So designed by Damilare at the bottom. This is just very based. Like, again, this is not taking us hours, days. What is my issue with fashion creative people? They take too fucking long. Like, where the world is now, the world has never ever seen it before. I knew some of these things, but I couldn't do it myself. So like I said, learning this, just everything you're seeing now, I learned it. So if I learned it, I always tell you, if I learned it, you can learn it.
So you can just automatically make it compatible with all different devices, just like that.
Yep, that's it. Literally that one command. Do you know the development work to do that back in the day? If you wanted to make it
I was.
compatible across all mobile devices,
Yeah,
it was a lot.
it was a lot. I remember.
My computer is.
Why is this not? I'm just cutting some cardboard. I wanna finish this model.
So I want to quickly deploy it as it is. So so that it's we always God knows what. You just use natural language to build the application. So imagine all that kind of level. You can start building games. You can start anything. All you need is time and the energy. Do you understand? So the studying part is like going to school. Been on this since for months. So I think now my next question to you will be to tell me what exactly you're doing. Like, what's the problem?
Changing the game. Like, not just with data, but with like actual. When you're in a constantly fast-paced, moving industry, you need to be able to do multiple things all at once, innit? And you need the people to do that, and you can't just become like a fat cat. It's at least companies out there that don't mind, resting on their laurels of their first win, and then that's it. That's the only way that they're gonna make money, is just from you can constantly be building and you can constantly actually be growing, right? Not just growing because people are giving you more money, but growing and expanding through industries. This is insane, bro. No, man, that's love, bro. That's love. Yeah, I just knew that I could trust you with my time and my energy. Yeah, fam. In this 1 hour, it's overtaken the work that I've done with the brother. So yeah, no. Oh, yeah, in a bit, bro. Thank you. Lying don't make sense. Whenever listening to my videos, when people are seeing me work or whatever it is, do you know what I mean? They know Ojiji San. I just be having fun with it, you know what I'm saying? Wait for it to work. That's the question, actually.
I have no idea. This is literally what happens. I go inside the kitchen. Like, for example, I was having a great time.
I've been thinking about this. I wanted to know, how do you get over, or not get over, but how do you lift yourself up out of thinking in a negative flow like I was talking about before? Because I have to just catch myself slipping. I have to be like, yo, there's better things to think about. Do you know what I'm saying? That happens to me sometimes as well, and I just have to ask myself, how long do I want to be in this mood?
I acknowledge, okay, cool, I'm not in a good mood, but I try to do things that I enjoy. So whether that's listening to music or, just getting on with my day, it's going to part of trying to not thinking about it.
Like an hour ago, golly, you're lucky, man.
You sleep at 8 a.m.
Oh yeah, you invited me to a live. I woke up and, well, I didn't wake up and see it, but like, after I woke up and did everything I had to do, and then I looked on TikTok, I was like, wait, he invited me to a live that early in the morning. There we go. Even though it's a prototype, right? And the same thing would be for the plushie. It's like, I'm gonna be making the net for it, and not just the net but the pattern. So the net for this is technically a pattern for the fabric version, and obviously the fabric version is stuffed, so there is a little bit less things that I need to do, but also I need to be quite exact with that. And then I also want to make the little clay model, so I'll be making small versions of everything, all the skills that I need to make the big bronze. And once I've collected all of those skills to make the big bronze, the big beautiful bronze, then I'll be able to like go into it. Because once I do the clay version of this, once I do the plushie version of this, which is like creating the net, all of these things, working out proportions, once I do the this version of this, like finalizing what this actually looks like, then it will give me enough confidence to actually just move on. And then I will have 3, maybe 4, maybe even 5 different versions of Ojiji San, while doing all of the work that I'm supposed to be doing. But yeah, like that's kind of where I'm going with this. So now what we're doing, while I'm waiting to paper mache this and, you know, paint it white and all of these other things, will actually be to get the clay for it. Like get the clay, get the fabric, not the fabric, but get create the patterns for the plushie version, and, you know, just be hand sewing, doing all of these other things. Like literally skills I've already got, I'll just be utilizing them while learning, while gaining mileage of like really creating more 3D objects. And then yeah, I will literally just move on from there into doing like the big bronze, because what I want to do is that I want to really have one at bat at that, even though that's kind of silly to even, you know, feel like, but I do want to have one at bat at that, and I want to try it once and I want to make it once. And that's just the kind of person I am. Like with this, I tried it once, but I also had like an excess of materials, and, you know, that's what I want to do moving forward. And mainly because like I know that I'm going to be making out of different materials. The other thing that I could possibly do is, you know, make it from cardboard, so I can stick to the cardboard theme and make a 4-foot cardboard sculpture. But yeah, like that just is what it is at the end of the day. I'm just kind of in the discovery process, but I also like, I enjoy making these models, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's where it's going right now, and I'm making sure that, you know, I'm not slowing down the momentum. I'm only picking up new skills. I'm picking up new, more confidence with creating, you know, what will be a life-size sculpture of Ojiji San. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, like that's kind of where we're going with it now. So within the next videos, for as much as I'm going to be working and I'm going to be thinking about how I'm going to elevate. So what I'm thinking about is how I'm going to elevate what I'm going to be doing with Ojiji San as a 4-foot life-size bronze sculpture. I'm going to be doing the things, doing the actions that allow me to understand and reconcile, just having that level of confidence to do it, because I'm exactly who I think I am. That's just what it is. I'm exactly who I think I am, and I'm not gonna pretend like I don't need to learn new skills. Do you know what I mean? But that's where we're going with that. So now, instead of working towards a 4-foot bronze, now that I even know that I have the money, I don't want to use it. I don't want to use the money to make the bronze. I've got the funding, but I don't want to use it on that. I'll be real. I want to save my money and do other things, which is make the plushie. Let me write it down. In fact, we've changed. We've completely changed. Not completely changed, but we're initiating a new direction. All right. That's what's happening right now. I wish that Ojiji San could sit up here. Like, that's what I want for it. I want it to be able to sit down up here. But yeah, let's just put it there. Let me just get this going. The bronze, the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room, for some of you like that. So I had to think to myself, in 77 days, Damilare, you want to make a 4-foot bronze. Okay, this is my thing. This is my thing. Come over here. I don't know who I thought I was. I know I'm him, but I don't know who I thought I was. Okay, that's it. Anyways, a 4-foot bronze made by me.
Ojiji San.
I know that would be wavy. In 77 days though, we need to better think about that. So what we're actually going to do now is the permutations. So the clay, the leather, and, you know, the actual alpha, the beta, the prototype, all of this stuff, all of the things that are making up what it would be to be Ojiji San, and, you know, the Ojiji San world. So we're gonna do the couch, so on and so forth. So that these are little, you know what I'm saying, no type of things. So the bronze is not on pause. I'm just giving myself a better timeline essentially, because in reality, what I want and versus like the time it takes to execute it are two completely different things. And to do something efficiently and to do it right, do you know what I mean? So yeah, like I have to make sure that what I actually want is gonna happen and it's gonna look good. Because the reality is that I can do it, but I don't know how good it will look, do you know what I mean? And I want it to look good because this exhibition is only happening once. 100 times, but it's happening once 100 times, and there's only one first time, do you know what I mean? So like, let's make it happen right. Plus it's art, tech time, just like my paintings, do you know what I'm saying? Anyways, R&D, the tests and the call. So there's 3 different parts to the R&D of this. So as you can see, the arms haven't changed in a couple of days. Ojiji San.
Ojiji
So this is the
San.
first thing, right? So I had to run a test. So essentially, I was like, how am I going to create the arm? How am I going to create the arm and still allow it to bend? So what I said was, I remember this one metallurgy video. But you know, someone was cutting steel rebar and then they cut a space right here up until down there, and then it was that. So what we've got now is this. We have this, right? So we got that, and then we got the space in between, and we got that. And what does that mean? That means that it's gonna be able to move freely. So when I stick it to the facade, it's now gonna look cute. It's gonna look da-da-da, da-da-da. And then this bit, so like literally just cutting this bit off and cutting this bit off, leaving all of this space for the arm. Wait, give me a sec. So essentially, the new cuts are literally like this. Anyways, I don't know why I'm redrawing it, because literally I have it right here. This is so I cut it like this, yeah. I cut it like this, and then now it's going to attach. It's gonna attach just like this. It's gonna go attach all the way down. Like, of course, it's a prototype, so I kind of cocked it up like that. But when I cut it, it's gonna. Do you know what I mean? So when I do it this way, when I curve it inwards, it's gonna be like this. So it's gonna touch. They're gonna touch tips essentially, and it's gonna be curved. It's gonna be round. It's gonna end at a point, and it's gonna be exactly what I want it to be. It's going to have the flourish, and then for the head bit, because the back, all of this, basically this whole top bit is getting a new facade. That's essentially what's happening. It's got nothing to do with ripping everything off and starting afresh, even though part of me wanted to do that. It's unnecessary. So what I'm doing, so the other bit that I made, I need to find it here. It's right here. I don't need to find it, it's literally right here. So essentially, I need a seat. I need a seat for Ojiji San. San said, Ojiji San. And then I need an entry point for it to sit down. So it's like, do you know what I mean? And this is going to be the back. And then there's also one for the back. So as you can see, it fits right in. We're going to make it a little bit better. And then we're going to stick it down right here. Do it at the right angle, at the correct angle. And then boom. It's going to fit right in. Back down. This bit is obviously going to be cut. It's gonna cut down. It's gonna cover this space right here, so it's not gonna look like a collar on Ojiji San. Like, come on, like, we're not running an internment camp here.
Ojiji San.
I have to think about my priorities, right? Because I was thinking about that when it came down to the 77 days, and it was really important to me that I ensure that I make things correctly and really keep the main things, because yeah, I can get lost in the creation process at times, and one thing that like I enjoy is the creation process, but it does need to be made sustainable. And like, I can't be like, oh, I use sustainable materials, I'm like this, I'm like that, but then at the end of the day, what I'm doing is unsustainable, so my practice isn't sustainable, and I can't make the videos that I made, which really became a true inflection point in the 1st and the 15th. And then, you know, now have an unsustainable practice, have unsustainable working habits, so on and so forth. So what this is teaching me not only is the priorities, because that's something that I've been on that for time, but also like really honing in on how much I can do a week based on the time I have at my disposal. So, you know, obviously dropping on the 1st and the 15th is like super important to me, and inshallah those things are going to be happening. You know, finishing Ojiji San, like that's kind of like the next important thing, because once this is finished, once the beta, once the alpha is finished, then I get to use this as a blueprint to make all of the other things, the plushie, the clay toy, all of these other things, right? The little keychains, whatever it is, those things get to be, you know what I'm saying, the papier-mâché, that's what it is. So all of these things get to be made. So yeah, but I also need to make sure that I finish editing the videos. So those things are like not just important. Like making this isn't just important. Dropping on first, like editing the videos, which means also recording, which means doing the right thing at the right time. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, okay, yeah, I'm trying to drop on the 1st and the 15th. I'm trying to record videos. But I need to edit the videos. I need to make them right. I need to make them good looking. I need to do all sorts of things that allow me, that give me the allowance to ensure that like I'm not just making these videos and that's it. It's like the videos also need me to share the process properly. And like I was watching this one woodworking video, and this guy was just testing things out. He was trying new things, and it was working for him. And I really enjoyed that, honestly. But yeah, the next thing after that is the finances. So we're talking about bronzes, we're talking about papier-mâché sculptures, we're talking about wood sculptures, we're talking about metal sculptures, we're talking about cardboard sculptures, we're talking about leather sculptures, we're talking about plush toys, we're talking about couches, all of these things. The finances need to be in order. Then there needs to be proper saving and proper investing towards these things, right? Towards the ends. The ends must justify the means, guys. The ends must justify the means. And that parts, you know, that also includes sales. And I know it's not the sexiest part of it, and it's on the bottom, but it really should be on the top, honestly. Because in parentheses is independence. It's actually not in parentheses, it's in an open bracket. For me to say that. But yeah, man, like it means making the prints. Like honestly, after Ojiji San, like that just needs to be higher up. Like the actual ordeal that I'm going through right now can be alleviated by actually making sales. And that also that doesn't mean just, oh yeah, talking about it. It means literally putting them on my website for sale. Do you get it? It's like I don't even have a website up on for these things. Honestly, I love how sturdy and rugged this thing is. But yeah, I don't have it on my website for sale. I don't have a website for it for sale. I don't have a place to point people, to direct people, to support me sufficiently. That's my fault. That's my bad. I have to sort that out. I have to change that. I have to change my whole, not just work ethic, but my ethos on working in order so that this whole thing is sustainable. Anyways, that's literally all I have to say before I start rambling, because I will start rambling if I allow myself to. But yeah, those are the 4 things on day 34, because I didn't make anything because I was working. I was at work when I could have been, you know what I'm saying, making stuff. But it doesn't matter, man. Like literally, it is part of the financial part of this, which is if I'm not selling stuff, where am I gonna get the money from? And this is where I'm getting the money from is there. So yeah, they need my time.
Ojiji San.
In the darkness.
And fun.
So what do I say? Continue to be the person that you know you can be. Continue to go after all the things that you love. Never stop. Believe that works. This is the 1st and the 15th. Hosted by myself, Damilare. Let's go.
Ojiji San.
Remember, rent is also always rent is always due.